welcome to Vlogmas day number 13. In California right now, where I live, it's dark and blustery and rainy, so there's not a lot of light in the house. So this is the best I could find in lighting with the being right next to a window. So sorry about all the weird shadows, but look at my Charlie Brown tree. Didn't it turn out great? I love it so much. It's great at night because I'll get cocoa, I'll get my knitting, I'll watch a Christmas movie and right by the Christmas tree, and it is so nice. Okay, so I thought I would talk about all of my Christmas knitting projects. So first, I wanted to talk about the Rainbow Sock Chronicles. And I don't know if you've heard of the Rainbow Sock Chronicles, but it's hosted by Jules of So Sweet Violet and Lay Family Yarns. And what you do is you knit a sock a month for the whole year of 2021, and it is each sock is a color of the rainbow. For the first 9 months, they pick the colors for you, and then the last 3 months of the year, you get to pick whatever color you want and plug it into your rainbow. So what I'm working on now is the last sock. I am getting to the finish line, and I am so happy about it. Oh my goodness, I am so happy about it. Here's the sock. Now, Amber from A Lovely Yarn on her last podcast showed this sock pattern that she was doing, and it looked really good on hers. Mine's a little too variegated, so you can't really see the pattern much, but it still adds a nice texture. Now, if you go to my Ravelry page, you can see all of the Rainbow Sock Chronicle socks. I don't usually post my projects on there, but I did for the Rainbow Sock Chronicles. So if I show you a sock and you want to know the pattern, the yarn, and all of the information, go there and you will find it there. And I'll put a link to my Ravelry in the description box below. So this yarn is from Dylot Studio, and it's in her Amethyst Birthstone collection. Isn't that pretty? Now, I didn't quite want to do a variegated, but I was having trouble finding a purple that went in between my purples, and this purple was the perfect shade. So I thought I would share with you all of my socks. Here's the first pair. Pink. Then we have another pink. I did 3 pinks. Orange. What I did for these is I wanted them to be somewhat uniform. Here's the yellow. So what I did was I did the same cuff. The length might have changed a little bit, but it was always a knit 2 purl 2 ribbing. And then I always did the same heel and I always did the same toe. And then I just changed the pattern, and I tried a new pattern every time. I did not do vanilla socks. So that was pretty neat. I was starting to run out of patterns though that I was interested in, and I wanted to do a variety. Here's green. And then we're into the blues. Then purple. The last purple. It's kind of, this purple is kind of a little bit of this color, a little bit of this color, like that. Do you want to see them all together? There we go. And this is without the last one. But aren't they pretty? I am so happy with them. It's actually a miracle that I did all of this. I am not good at finishing things. But I really had to push through this, and I'll tell you, I am so tired of knitting socks. At the end of this year, I don't know if I'll knit any more socks. I don't know, not for, maybe take a couple months off. I don't know. But I just feel so accomplished about it. Anyways, so I really have to finish and hurry this up because this is all that I have. and if I don't, I need to do this sooner than I normally do it, and I'm behind. Usually I'm a lot farther along. The reason is I have to take a picture of all of them by December 31st, I believe is the deadline to take pictures of all of it. So I need to leave room for troubleshooting any photos because I really want a fun photo. And I don't know if that's enough time to try to get one, but we'll see. Okay, and then I've been working on my Gnome, and I have not worked on it since my Gnome update. If you didn't see my update on my Gnome, you can go to my Vlogmas videos. I have a playlist titled Vlogmas 2021, and it is in the video Gnome update where you can find that. And then in my Knitted Soiree bag, isn't this the cutest bag? My daughter loves nutcrackers. I actually bought this fabric a while ago for my daughter because she loved it so much. So when I found that they did a project bag in this fabric, I thought I have to get it. And I love polka dots, so this was perfect. This is carrying my sock advent from the Cosy Knitter. So if you don't want any spoilers and you're not all caught up, don't look, because I am all caught up. I have 13 stripes on my socks now. So don't look if you haven't seen it. Isn't that so much fun? So normally I do a heel and gusset, and I wanted the stripes to stay the same. So I decided to do a afterthought heel. Now I don't usually do an afterthought heel because the last time I tried it, it didn't fit my arch. My arch is pretty deep and wide, so it stretched it a little too much around my arch. So I do a heel and gusset because I can adjust the stitches to make it a little bigger in that area. But for some reason, this sock was knitting a lot looser, and I think it's because I was relaxed as opposed to just knitting to get it done, and that made me have a looser gauge, which actually worked out in my favor. So I'm going to try the afterthought heel again and actually finish it and see how it goes. I found this a really great tutorial. I'm going to link down below. Excellent tutorial if you've never done an afterthought heel. Now, I hate doing math, so when I found out that I was going to have to do some measurements, I thought, nope. Nope, not doing it. So what I'm going to do to get around having to measure for the toe is I did the afterthought heel, and I'm just going to knit a little bit. And before I get even close to kneading the toe, I'm going to pop back up here and I'm going to do the heel and complete the heel. So then when my heel is done, I can put the sock on and I can see what it looks like in relationship to where the tip of my toes are. And I'll just keep knitting until I have about 2 inches left, and then that's when I'll start my toe decreases. So that way I don't have to do any math. Okay, and then the last one is my Soldotna crop Christmas sweater. Someone on Instagram did this sweater, and they did it in almost these exact same colors, and I loved it so much. So Christmas morning, we go to my mother-in-law's house, and she keeps the house pretty cold, and I get cold very easily. So I decided that this would be the perfect sweater to wear Christmas morning. Now, used to what we would do is we would all wear our jammies, and there've just been too many years where my husband and I and my daughter come in jammies and no one else is in jammies, and I feel like the oddball out. So I thought, not this time. Fool me once, fool me twice, can't fool me again. So I'm gonna try and wear my Christmas sweater if I can find something to go with it. But it's being held in this bag by Stitching the High Notes, and this is a new bag from a new collection, and I love it. At first I thought it was too long, but once I started using it, I realized that I like the length. I like how when you're using it, it can sit on your lap. It's like the perfect width of your lap, and it's squishy, so you can just kind of knit on top of it and not really care. And it holds everything in it. It holds everything. It's great. So I have never had a bag where I can hold all of the skeins, and I have a lot in here and there's still plenty of room. But I've held these skeins in there, and then it holds this. I have 2 other balls, and then my sweater. So yeah. Okay, so let's talk about colors. So the lady I saw on Instagram, I hope she doesn't mind me copying her. She gave the colors for people, so that was nice. So I don't think she'd mind. I did change it up, but I'll show you what I did use. She used this red, and she used the Arbor by Brooklyn Tweed, and she used the red Vintner, and then she used a green that is actually discontinued, and it's called Wreath. And I had a hard time tracking this down. I finally tracked someone down who had enough for me, and I got it. So yeah, if I had waited, it would have been gone and I wouldn't have been able to use this green. And I don't know why they got rid of this color. They didn't replace it with anything similar or like it. And I think it's a really beautiful, true foresty Christmas green. So that's kind of sad. So I did something, didn't change the colors too much. She used kind of it looked, in the pictures in her pictures it looked white, but it was really kind of like a dark, a dull light gray, and it looked really good, but I like cream. So I did the cream one, and I don't remember what this one was called. And then she used a darker gold, and I wanted a more of a brighter gold. So I picked out Tincture. So this aren't those beautiful classic Christmas colors? I am so happy with it. Are you ready to see the crop, the Soldotna crop? Now I have a short waist, so I'm not going to make it a crop. I'm going to make it a little bit longer, probably to my hips, maybe. I don't know, we'll see. So if you've seen my podcast before and you saw my last Soldotna crop that I still haven't finished, by the way, I knitted in cotton, and I hate knitting in cotton, I found out. So it's going very slow for me. I just haven't picked it up. But I have a beef with the Soldotna crop, and I know a lot of people are frustrated and no one really talks about it, but the neckline, when you knit up the neckline, it does not look like the picture. The neckline, a lot of people were having trouble with what you would call like a funnel neck, and I had trouble with that too the first time, and it was so frustrating because it was my first sweater. So how I fixed that, not fully, it still hugs the neck, but to get rid of the funnel part, I got rid of a lot of the short rows because the short rows just made it go way too high. So I did that for this sweater too. I cut out some of the short rows. Here's what it turned into. Isn't it so pretty? Oh, I love it so much. Oh, I'm losing my light. It's so dark outside. When she did hers, she did the top different. She had the darker gold, but she did green instead of the white. And I decided I wanted the white in there with a little bit of pops of green. So yeah, so what I did with this is I took off some of the short rows. I kept the pins in so I could count. I did only 2 back and forth of the short rows, maybe 3. And they had a lot more on there. I did at least half of the short rows, maybe a little under half, because I did not want the funnel neck. I already kind of have a short neck, so that wasn't very helpful. I'm hoping to block it and block it very aggressively. I found this really great podcaster, and she did a whole podcast on her Soldotna crop, and I will put a link down below. And she did a lot of them in many different colors, and she had some great advice on kind of what to do for the neck. And in hers, she used 100%, in hers she used superwash merino, and I think that made a difference because it was like easier to stretch and aggressively block. When I did my cotton one, I haven't blocked it yet, so I don't know for sure, but it doesn't stretch as much. And this is 100% wool, so I think it'll stretch, but not as much as the superwash merino, because I know superwash stretches a lot easier. So if you really want a wider neck, I would watch her video and I would do superwash merino wool. for your sweater. Anyways, so yeah, I thought it's turning out amazing. I just don't know where I'm gonna find a skirt for it. I've seen a lot of people wearing dresses and skirts with cropped sweaters, and I just can't find a good skirt to go underneath it. So hopefully I can find one. Okay, well, that's everything. That's all of the things I'm currently working on for Christmas. And it's getting dark, and it's really not that late. It feels like it's becoming evening. So I think I'm gonna get something warm to drink and grab my daughter, and maybe we'll watch something fun. It's been a pretty busy morning for us, so it'll be nice to relax.